ぼそっと追いかけて掴んだ描いた約束さえに死んでしまうから歪み出した日常はびこるパラサイト戦慄支配よ僕らの存在を否定する指き出すの干渉鳴りやまない態度輝いていくばの運命を再通壊れかけたこの体に僕らまた願いを置いた最後の記憶暗闇の中目を凝らした世界に冷たく伏せる母の体とむせるほどの血の匂い悪夢の中で誰が問う後悔はあるかと
Alright, good morning everyone and welcome back to another week of 4-Digit World Cup. We're getting started this week on the quarterfinals. Losers brackets round 2 and 3 weekend. We've got some great matches lined up for you, starting with the very unfortunately directly overlapping first two quarterfinals between Hong Kong and Sweden and Poland and China. You have, of course, Poland and China as the chosen match for the stream. We do have the MP link available for Hong Kong versus Sweden. We'll try to give some regular updates for that as it's ongoing. You know, if I had like 8 Twitch channels for today, that would be pretty useful, but unfortunately I just don't. So, we'll be kind of rolling this as best we can as the warm-ups, as always, kill my client. These will be followed up by several more matches that are all also going to be overlapping. So, I don't know, we're kind of just going to do the best we can because this weekend is a bit of a mess. It feels like Suiji is what it feels like because everything is just directly overlapping. There's like 10 matches between 14 and 16 UTC. So we're just gonna play it by ear basically because God only knows what how long these matches will take and what we'll be able to get on stream and what we won't. Other matches going on this weekend will include United Kingdom versus Ukraine. It's going to start in about half an hour. Norway versus Belgium and France versus Canada at 15 UTC. Singapore versus Italy at 16 UTC. Brazil versus Germany at 17 UTC. So that is absolutely correct. There are 7 matches in a 3-hour period and 6 of them in a 2-hour period. So, you know, just hold on to your butts because it's going to be a busy day of Osu because I guess nobody can play anything later than that. I don't know. It's kind of an unfortunate state of affairs, but I guess that's what happens when people are from all over the world. I guess. Probably the reason. But we've got a cool map pool full of a bunch of bangers, and we should be able to have a good time with some of these matches here. Looks like Hong Kong versus Sweden have actually already gotten started in their actual match, so they're a little they're on the ball a little more so than Poland and China. Get back into the client here. All right. Go to warm-up number 1. I'm not sure why Poland picked an Italian warm-up, but I guess that's what they did. Oh, it's actually just that Hong Kong versus Sweden started their warm-ups on time, and they played, I think, 2 pretty short warm-ups. The second one looks to be about 30 seconds long. Oh, 16 seconds long. Okay, yeah, that explains everything. So they're underway on Proud Dust from the Hard Rock pool. We're on our warm-ups here still. And yes, I know that you can't see Team China, but we will make sure that show up eventually. So, just to give you the brief rundown here, of course. Left-hand side, Team Poland. I guess this is the Polish warm-up, so China picked an Italian warm-up. On the left-hand side of the screen, Poland, captained by Bold, who'll be joined by BMG, Bert Pye, Pat, James Naismith, Lorox PL, Victor, and ZTS. Poland having a pretty easy go of things in their first couple of matches in this tournament, beating Kazakhstan and Norway by matching 6-2 scores to move on into the quarterfinals here. China, meanwhile, on the right-hand side of the screen, the Invisible Men. I'm a Burger Fox, aka Ebisuzawa Kurumi, aka Playoff Line, is the captain. He has David Ku2, Disan, Explosive, Garden, Kuku QY, Manasoy, and Sugiura Kanata, so some old and new names alike on the Chinese roster looking to make a splash in the tournament this year. They had a similarly easy go of things. They beat Australia 6-2 in the round of 32, followed up by beating France 6-3 in the round of 16. So both these teams have looked pretty strong. Have not faced the strongest of opponents. Norway and France, both decent, but overmatched in their matchups against the two teams we're seeing here today. I think something that these guys share is that they are both pretty well-rounded teams in terms of their skill sets, so they should be able to have an interesting kind of tactical battle with picks and bans, trying to optimize the best options. So we get a maybe somewhat questionable choice of warm-up here, but I guess we'll roll with it. I'm gonna what is this title? Let's see. Google Translate. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the original Polish. Oh, it's Chinese and Poles are a family. Aww. That's kind of cute. Yes, I already said that I know you can't see China. In fact, I did say that. It is a thing that happens in the tournament client. They'll show up eventually. You just have to we just have to kind of give it a minute or two, and then it can be fixed, but it takes some time. Basically, if the tournament client crashes due to not being able to load a warm-up, it does this when you reopen it. I don't actually have any idea why, but yeah. Which is why I like the Corsace way of doing things, where you just don't play warm-ups, because then you don't have to worry about this issue. Let's see. It says... Okay. Alright, so... I'm going to type to the referee here really quick. All right. For the astute among you, that is indeed a different keyboard. I switched back to my Gateron Brown Switch GMMK for fun. All right, we're going to switch back over to the tiebreaker song for the band phase here. This is much better than that. I want to listen to Nomad 5, honestly. That's, I think, my favorite song from this pool, but maybe I'm a little biased because I picked it. So Poland did win the roll. They're going to have the choice of first band, second pick, or second band and first pick. We do have Hong Kong going up 1-0, victorious on Proud Dust by 227,000 points, led by Hella Tomla with a 786k score, though Slizzer top scored for Sweden with 855k. We do see Poland selecting first band, second pick, means we will see their first band first. It's just me or this song is really loud. I feel like the song is really loud, but I'm not actually sure. And this is the period of the match that makes me wish I had a cool overlay for the stream, like for Course Ace, where they have like the pick band overlay. I think it looks really cool, and it would be something to show on the screen other than just like the stupid clients. All right, first two bans coming out very quickly here. Poland banning Fremod 2. And China banning Hidden 1. So that is Hibiscus by Wisp X. And Entelekia by Arsh. They're missing a letter. The RCHE is not a word you can actually pronounce. Ursh? Ursh? The second ban coming in from Poland. See what kind of skill set they're trying to ban out here today. Hibiscus, of course, is the CS5 AR8 for this week's pool. And Nomad 6, their second man, that's Amnaliz. CS5 Cubby Nomad. So kind of banning out some gimmicky type of stuff there from Poland. China. Let's see if they want to maybe double ban Hidden. Hidden 3 ban or something. Buddy, there you go. And China playing this fast. They banned DT4 immediately, so that's beginnings. And they instantly pick Nomad 1. I guess China, they had some time concerns here today or something. I'm not sure, because that was a really quick ban and pick, and they asked for timers, so China maybe has some time concerns or something. I guess 10 p.m. is maybe kind of late for them. I don't know. But hopefully we'll be able to move through this match quickly and smoothly with that in mind. China already has 4 players in and ready, so yeah, they've got time concerns clearly. I don't know if they have maybe another match after this or what, but hopefully things can speed along here. So it does look like it's going to be playoff line. It's going to be David Koo. It's going to be Kuku QY and Disan in for China. BMG, James Naismith, Larox PL, and Victor in for Poland. This is a Nomad 1 that I think people may be familiar with. Days, Let's Excitement difficulty mapped by Kotachi. 6.62 stars. This one's been in a few different tournaments over the past year and a half or so. It was in Suiji. It was at, I believe, 3-digit World Cup last year. So you'll have seen this around if you follow the tournament scene. And it is just a kind of bog standard Nomad 1, really. It's 198 BPM, so maybe, you know, 10-15 BPM higher than the average Nomad 1. Not really anything too crazy though. And it's just really heavy on the aim. It's just under 4 minutes long, so you're gonna have your consistency called into the field as we see BMG playing a different map. So gotta fix that here real quick. And here we go, guys. First map of what is now the third match, fourth if you tied third, I guess, match of the quarterfinals weekend. Poland versus China looking to move onward in the bracket for a spot in the semifinals against the winner of Hong Kong versus Sweden. This will be both of these teams' sternest test as of yet. I think the matchup for both sides is a more taxing one, a more difficult one than they've seen so far. So we'll see how they handle it today, how their strategies pan out, how their performance is on the day. And it looks like we do see several early breaks on that quick 1-2 back and forth pattern. Victor for Poland, KuKuQI and Dson for China. This should be lead going over here to Poland. There it is. They head into the first KI. It's flickering a bit, which is strange because Poland has 3 FCs and China only has 2. KuKuQI missing once again. Falling behind early on their own first pick here are China, but there is plenty of time left in this map. It's, like we said, just about 4 minutes long and we're only a third of the way in. Poland typically has some pretty strong Nomad 1 kind of aim gamers. This definitely is right in their wheelhouse. I always question teams picking Nomad 1s as a first pick, especially in a tight matchup like this one, you know. Nomad 1 always feels just a little bit more RNG than a lot of other picks that you'll see in map pools because of its very kind of polarizing nature, you know. Their jumps, you either hit them or you don't, and if you miss right in the middle, you just kind of lose. And I'm a Burger Fox. God, I wish he'd change that name back. Jesus, that's awful. Finding a break, but he is surely followed up by BMG. However, it is James Naismith, LaRoxPL, still with the FCs, and Victor with a solid combo against David Koo, the only FC left for China, but Dson and KuKuQI with decent combo backing him up. They're gonna have to build up a lot and hope for some breaks here from Poland, though, if they want to have a chance. And that is a break from LaRoxPL, I believe, so it's gonna help them out a bit. Now down to 1 FC apiece. That does give China the advantage. Victor breaking as well, so China with a very strong combo advantage now. Just James Naismith left for Poland with a combo, and this lead is going to come back quickly, even with Kurumi breaking. That's a big advantage for China here as we head into the last third of the map. And I've already made the executive decision. I'm going to call him Kurumi. Like, that's all I'm going to call him is Kurumi. I refuse to say that username every time. James Naismith does find a break, so China should have this one in the bag now. David Koo still holding on to the FC and very solid combo backing him up from the other members of the team. A little okay there in smoke from Kurumi. But David with the FC, Dson and Kuku with some good combo behind him. China will look to close this one out pretty comfortably here as we get into this last KI. Oh, David does break, so we will not see an FC on the map. But it is okay. China has done enough here for a couple 100,000 point lead. Enough breaks from Poland through the middle and second kind of third of the map that China's going to feel pretty comfy on this one, even though it is just going to come down to Kuku's combo at the end here. Not enough time left for any sort of comeback from Poland. Man, anybody else feel like this map just takes a really long time to end? Like, that ending is so extended. That is a 1-0 lead for China, successful on their first pick, despite the struggles early on in the map. Very good stuff there from the Chinese team. On to Poland's first pick. Go. 0 lead. China. Hong Kong has taken an early 2-0 lead with a break point. I don't know which was their pick and which was Sweden's pick, but China did win Booze Hound Hidden 2. Or Hong Kong, I mean. No political commentary here about what I just said. Meanwhile, Hong Kong taking another point on Tsunagi against Sweden. Again, by a pretty solid margin, 375k, almost 376k. It's kind of funny, they won by a score ending in 986 on the last map and 968 on this map. They are now up 3-0. That's 2 break points, and they are on their own pick of Can't Hide Your Love. So we'll see how the scores stack up. That'll be interesting to see how Hong Kong does on that. I think if anybody's going to beat the score that China just put up, it'll be them. Looking at 3.1 million plus as the score to beat. And back over here, we do have Nomad 3 as the next pick here from China. So they're really opting heavily into the consistency here. Nomad 3, fastest crash, the RLC difficulty of the Camellia track. This one 4 minutes long. You're getting some very long picks here to start things off. 210 BPM, CS4 Air 9.4. This one really mostly based around consistency. I mean, it's in the Nomad 3 kind of tech slot, but I would almost say that this is really just kind of another Nomad 1-esque pick. It's like Nomad 1, Nomad 2, Nomad 5 all kind of jammed in together. Not fast enough to be a Nomad 5, not tech enough to be a Nomad 3, not entirely streams enough to be a Nomad 2, not aim heavy enough to be a Nomad 1. So it kind of brings all of these skill sets in together to become a pretty well-rounded type of pick that, based on their performance on the first 2 maps, China should do very well on. Looks like, once again, 1 roster change only here for China. It's going to be Manasoy coming in to that bottom right slot. He'll be replacing Sugiura Kanata. This is the only slot they're changing. The other 3 just chilling. And Poland keeping the exact same roster. Not sure. Does anybody know if they just don't have players today? I mean, I feel like one thing I was concerned about was kind of their scaling with some of these members, like ZTS, 7K player, IPAT, the almost 4K player. I mean, I guess they can be better than their rank indicates. So, but it does appear that Poland is probably missing some players for this match. My knowledge, they didn't ever even discuss a reschedule or anything, though, so that's kind of just an unfortunate state of affairs. I mean, I know China couldn't really reschedule much later than this since it is already 10 o'clock for them. But, I don't know. Must have been a late reschedule request, because I did talk to Kurumi briefly about potentially rescheduling this match just so it didn't directly overlap the Hong Kong-Sweden match, and he said that they hadn't talked about any reschedule previous to then. Yay! Polish chat, let's go. Please refrain from saying negative things in chat in foreign languages. Thank you. You did see the early break from Kurumi on this one. About 120 combo in or so. 140 combo in. So be Poland starting off with the early lead. Victor, though, going to find a break for himself and trading back with Kurumi again. 3 FCs to 3, but Poland still in the lead. That 20k or so margin of Victor over Kurumi, and Manasoy breaking as well for China. Helping things out here for Poland as they get their first real lead of any map. Only about 20,000 points, but that will grow. We are already just about a third of the way into the map. Scores are going to start increasing pretty rapidly. Victor breaking once again, but that's kind of the player that Poland is least concerned about now. He has broken a couple times already in this map. Poland has 3 FCs still alive. Those are the players that they'll be watching out for. BMG, James Naismith, and Lorax PL going to try to hold on as long as they can to try and expand this lead. Victor breaking once again. He's really struggling a little bit here, but just not mattering currently. Kurumi and Manasoy both establishing some decent combo coming back, but Poland needs to find a couple more breaks if China wants to have a shot at bringing this lead back. Get into kind of this tech slider aim heavy section. Manasoy breaking once again. Kurumi breaking once again as well. That is not what China needed. They're going to be quite displeased by that because Poland can now run out to a very, very big lead here. Got a little bit of a slow section. Poland will be able to build up some combo. China's going to have to do something on these. You've got these sliders and then some more of the same. So This is going to be Poland looking to take this break point right back. I mean, China just not doing enough here with those multiple breaks from Kurumi and Manasoy. Meanwhile, Poland still with the triple FC. Maybe a little bit of a mispick here from China, overconfident from winning Nomad 1. Wanted to opt into that consistency selection. Poland saying, nah, bro, we can do that. It is a break from James Naismith. It's going to need to be probably 2 more breaks here from Poland, though, if China wants to have any sort of chance. It's a 200,000 point deficit. Well, there goes BMG as well. This could get interesting now. David and Cuckoo still with the FCs. Kurumi and Manasoy just trying to build combo back up, though. I think they're too far behind. They would need Larox and Victor to probably both break here in this ending. This gap will come down a bit, but I just don't think there's enough time. Combo kind of shrinks a little bit here near the ending, and Manasoy breaks once again. We'll see, though. China can make this very close. It's still 100,000 points, though, so Poland should be safe, unless they absolutely tank the ending. And into the aim. Weird jumps at the end. And slider stream. For good measure. Well, the gap is coming down quickly here at the end. Is there going to be enough time here for China if they can both hold on? Not quite. Boy, that was close, though. The map had been about maybe another 15-20 seconds longer. China, I think, would have had enough time to make the comeback there with David and Cuckoo double FCing. But unfortunately for them, Manasoy and Kurumi just struggled a lot through that map, breaking at really inopportune times. Meanwhile, Poland does have the FC on Larox PL and the very big combos on BMG and James Naismith backing it up. Ended up being about a 20,000 point margin of victory there for Poland, and that is their first point on the board. That is the break point immediately right back, so it'll be their own pick to come next. And so we'll see if they can tie things up at 2-2. Hong Kong in the driver's seat, just firmly ensconced in the driver's seat. They now up 4-0 after a victory on Can't Hide Your Love. They did beat that China score by about 300k with a double FC on A21 and Saku. Held the Tomlaw with a break just in the last 100 combo, good for 943k. So as it turns out, Hong Kong is really, really good. They won that one by over 1 million points, and that match is just not close. I expected Hong Kong versus Sweden to be relatively one-sided, but this is kind of just like ugly almost. So our second pick here from Poland is going to be Nomad 2 plus Hino Isuka. Appy at P S Atmer V at K C at Shun Longver B at Utif at Shine. I don't understand why you would name your fucking song this. They're using at signs where there aren't even A's to begin with. Like, they just added an extra letter in happy for the at sign. They replaced the U in summer with an at sign. They replaced the U in sunshine with an at sign. Like, why? Why? They left the A and just added an at. But yeah, so it's Happy Summer Vacation, long version, beautiful sunshine, difficulty. Again, another long one. I mean, we're just getting a lot of longer maps in this match already. This one, a 186 BPM Nomad 2 here. And back into things we go. Bert P coming in for Poland. The first player change they've made so far in this match We're joining James Naismith, Lorax PL, and Victor on this one. On the other side, China keeping the same roster. Jeremy, David, Cuckoo, and Sugiura Kanata. Both these teams pretty set in their rosters here today. Not a lot of swaps coming through at all. No Bold, no Hype Hat, no ZTS. No Explosive, no Garden for China. Early break here from Victor on the Polish side. China will take a small early lead out of the intro. And I mean, like, really small. 5,000 points small. See if we get another break point here. It'd be 3 in a row. Or if Poland can emerge victorious on their own pick this time. Kind of an auspicious start to the match to have this many break points. Always interesting when that happens. Kind of always hard to say whether it's like a fiesta of a match or if teams are just like really good on each other's picks or what when that happens. Lorax PL with an early break as well as BurtPie. BurtPie? I'm not sure. David gonna find a break for China, but they do still have 3 FCs. Meanwhile, just James Naismith as the FC for Poland. Gurumi gonna find a break as well as David and Cuckoo. Oh my, that was a tough pattern. James Naismith breaking as well, so it's Sugiura Kanata with the FC still for China. Against a pretty decent combo from Victor, Lorax PL. James and BurtP are gonna try to build up as best they can, but that was a lot of breaks on that very weird spaced angled stream. Sugiura Kanata trying to hold things together here for China. Some decent combo for Victor and Lorax PL. Gonna try to make the comeback happen for Poland, but I don't know if it's gonna be possible without some more breaks from the Chinese side. It's about a 199,000 point lead here for China. At about the 2/3 mark of the map. Sugiura Kanata looking very, very good on this one for China. He's holding things together. This would get scary if he were to break, but for now holding his combo just fine. BurtP having some major problems here for Poland. There's the break from Sugiura Kanata. That's going to be important. Oh my god, Kurumi and David broke as well as BurtP, but that's huge. Poland can try to make a comeback here in the last seconds. Victor and Lorax PL have a bunch of combos, so does James Naismith. This is 100% comebackable here for Poland with those breaks from China. They can hold through this next section just a little bit longer. James Naismith finds a break, but it's all about Victor and Lorax right now. If Victor and Lorax can hold on, they'll bring this back. Victor breaks, James Naismith breaks again. Lorax with the combo. Is his 950 combo enough to bring this one back? I'm gonna say no, but maybe. It's a 100,000 point lead here for China. I don't know if he's got enough score, even if he does hold through the ending here. Let's find out. This gap is coming back very, very quickly. It's down to 40, 50, 60,000 points, coming downward even more. 40,000 points. It's just the ending to come, though. Will this be enough for Poland with a little bit of combo they've got on Lorax and BurtP? It's going to come down to the absolute wire, but I think Poland's going to do it. And they do. The score flips on over. And Poland holds on. Lorax PL and BurtP with those ending combos just too big for China to contest. That is a monstrous play from Lorax PL. 1,200 combo when he absolutely needed it the most. That is a victory by 17,000 points. So we've got back-to-back points for Poland, won by 20,000 points and just under 18,000 points. And they are tying it up at 2-2. Well then, we have ourselves a match on our hands here, guys. We have ourselves a match. China with the next pick immediately selecting Freemod 1 as their third pick. That's going to be Tokyo Starlight, the collab extra. They have 6.03 stars, no mod, 6.41. Hard Rock, a short one this time, 2 minutes and 6 seconds. CS3 pick in the Fremont pool. Meanwhile, Hong Kong still on the warpath here. They are now up 5-0. Victorious on Gokuraku Johto by 308k. Minecraft 570 with what looks to be an FC, or very near it at least. Slider break at worst. And they're on Grenade in the Hard Rock pool trying to close out that match in what would be record time of 45-minute best of 11. That would be pretty insane. my god. We're actually gonna have maybe a player change again here for this map. It's BMG, James Naismith, Lorax PL, and Victor against Kurumi, David, Disan, and Sugiura Kanata. China won the first 2 points, but Poland 2 points back to back with a break point and victory on their own pick by the grand total of about, well, less than 40,000 points. So this one is pretty tight here so far. And once again, one hidden, one hard rock for each team. Lorax PL hidden, Victor hard rock, David hidden, and Sugiura hard rock. So the same mods as we saw in the previous free mod. We'll see if David can reprise his performance from free mod 3 a little earlier on and carry China to kind of right the ship here a little bit after those 2 points they lost. Poland gonna try to keep the momentum going, see if they can win a third pick in a row. To remember if this was the one that was in OWC last year, but I think it was a different if from this set, right? Maybe not. It may have been this one. Looking at when all the scores on this map were, I guess it must have been from the one from OWC. You have the early matching breaks from Victor and Sugiura Kanata. However, Kurumi breaking as well, and BMG just a little earlier on. So James Naismith and Lorax PL holding a Nomad and a hidden FC. Meanwhile, David and Disan holding a hidden Nomad FC for China. Disan still on the SS. We're about just under 500 combo. Poland, however, does have a small lead. Let's see how long they can hold on to that. Sugiura Kanata finding another break. Hard Rock not treating him nicely. Very spaced out 5-note bursts all throughout this map. Most players able to hold on to them just fine. Poland, though, once again, a decent lead, largely based on Sugiura Kanata continuing to struggle. Victor does find another break. That's not the end of the world here for Poland. They would need several more breaks for China to have a chance at this one coming into near the ending. Disan still holding on to the Nomad FC, but Victor and Sugiura Kanata just trading breaks means that Poland's going to hold on to the lead for now. Lorax PL, though, does find a break late on. However, there goes Disan's FC. I think that's going to do it for this one, really. 200,000 points still in favor of Poland. They should be able to hold on just fine. James Naismith does find a late break, but it's so close to the ending that I just don't think it's going to matter. Oh, he's now off time. That's pretty funny. And that is a third point in a row for Poland. 117k on this one. And a lot of that to do with this match is being really hard with Hard Rock. Both Hard Rock players doing pretty poorly. Victor emerging with a 40k score lead over Sugiura Kanata. Then, I mean, it's just James Naismith 881k versus David 800k and BMG 649. Kurumi 650. Lorax PL 783, Disan 787. So like very, very close scores with those couple players, but the real score gap just James Naismith at the top and Victor at the bottom versus David and Sugiura Kanata. This is going to be Poland now. 3 points on the trot. 3-2 the lead. Their own next pick to come. Hong Kong versus Sweden is already done. Hong Kong victorious on Grenade by 378k. That's a 6-0 in literally, I think, record time. I mean, that was 50 minutes. They're just done. They're moving on. They're gone. They're saying, we'll see you guys in the friggin' grand final. That's the first... When was the last time we saw a sweep in any match? Netherlands versus Spain and Hong Kong versus Chile in the round of 32. I think only 2 sweeps we've seen so far. Hong Kong just comes out in the quarterfinals and sweeps Sweden. Hong Kong, yeah, seriously. 4-digit World Cup any percent. It's going to be double time number 1 as the next pick here from Poland. Our first pick from the DT pool. For their third pick, map 6 of this match. Sanagi. Air 9.67 240 BPM consistency DT pick. This one almost 3 minutes. This pool seems very long. The average length is almost 3 minutes, so I suppose that probably bears out. Whoops. Whoa. I apologize to anyone who just had their ears exploded. That'll teach me to stretch. All right, we're gonna get underway on our first DT of this match. It's gonna be Burt P? I don't freaking know. James Naismith, Larox and Victor against Cuckoo, David, Kurumi, and Manasoy. Slightly different roster here for China than we've been seeing. Kurumi continuing to find strange breaks on a lot of maps. Early miss from him, as well as Manasoy and James Naismith. One starting off with a three-way FC against just two of China in the very early goings on this pick. Not a lot to really break on as long as you're like decently consistent with 240 BPM DT. This is kind of that Delis kind of map where the aim is not super taxing. It's just kind of similar repeated patterns. You can always, I feel like, tell Delis maps just kind of from the angles of his sliders and then his pattern shaping design. An early lead here for China. Just accuracy really making a difference because James Naismith and down at 96%, as well as Victor at 96%, Larox low 97s. All four members of China at or above 98%, so they're able to take the lead on that accuracy advantage alone. See how they can hold on to it. We're only halfway through the map, so there's plenty of time left, and it's only a 100k score lead, though Burt P finding a break here for Poland, and Victor and Larox breaking on the squares. That's probably just going to do it. All four members of China hit the square jumps, and only one player from Poland hit the square jumps. So that kind of just decides who wins, I am fairly sure. Good job, China, hitting the part. David with a late break here for China, but Manasoy, Cuckoo, and Kurumi all with strong combo. Well, Manasoy, just kidding, doesn't have a combo, but Cuckoo and Kurumi do. James Naismith with a near FC, but just doesn't end up mattering. Cuckoo will finish the FC here for China. Very well done for him. That is a breakpoint back for China, and that's going to tie the match up 3-3. We're about to have 4 matches all going on at the same time, so that means we're going to go to the quad box here. Just kidding. I wish we could go to the quad box. Somebody call up the boys from NFL Red Zone so we can have 4 matches displayed at one time. That'd be pretty sick. We do have UK versus Ukraine currently ongoing. They just got underway. They played their first map a moment ago. They played Darkish. UK won it. I'm going to guess that was their first pick. UK always a pretty strong speed roster, especially with Zyfox and Malteser on the team. We're going to be getting underway as well with France versus Canada, Norway versus Belgium. This is just too many matches on at one time for me to do anything about. If we have time, we may go over to Norway versus Belgium. But with this one only being halfway through and already an hour in, I don't know what our chances are of being able to catch much, if any, of either of those matches. UK versus Ukraine, you know, not really in the question here. So China opting to stay in the DT pool here. They ban DT4, but they do go ahead and win DT1. Gonna pick DT2 Darkish. This is the light insane difficulty. This is our Air 10 247 DPM pick in this pool. All right, and wow, Klein is doing the thing. There we go. I don't know. I really don't know where this area came from, where it just decides people are playing a different map. It's really that's a new one in the. I feel like in terms of frequency over the past few weeks. It's gonna be Burt Pie, James Naismith, Laroxpale, Victor against Kuku QY, David, Kurumi, and Manasoy for China. I'm gonna see if they can win a couple picks in a row of their own. Looking to take a 4-3 lead here. Only pick of their own they won was their first pick. The other two have both been breakpoints. But looking at their strength over Poland on that last DT, I don't know, because it was really a lot of that was just to do with Poland missing on the squares and China hitting the squares. This one much more focused on, you know, kind of the stream and speed control. But if China's feeling fast today, then they'll have a good run on this pick as well. Not the greatest of accuracy from Kurumi, but everybody, all 8 players holding pretty strong combo. Of course, as I say that, Laroxpale does find a break. That is unlucky timing. China gonna have a bit of a lead here, about 80,000 points at the first break. Like every time I look at the scores, it's a third of the way into the map. I just like having breaks right there. Some act drops on the longer burst, but nobody breaking again. Into the next chorus. China looking very strong. Honestly, everybody looking pretty strong on this map. Nobody having much trouble on the speed requirement of this map. But Laroxpale finding a couple of breaks here for Poland. Really the only player having trouble, and he is unfortunately causing his team to fall behind pretty far. That is a break from Manasoy. Trading back over, but the Triple FC versus Triple FC still alive, or at least nearly. Looks like Kuku had a very early break before the map actually loaded properly. Thanks to the very low accuracy from James Naismith, though, China looking pretty good in this one. He's about 100,000 points behind just on AC alone. Burt P holding on to over 99% AC, doing quite well for himself. But unfortunately, it just does not look like it's going to end up mattering at the current rate. Still a 200,000 plus point lead here for China. Late break from David. We'll see if that plays a factor in the outcome. I think it's late enough that it's okay, but yep, especially now that James Naismith is broken. All right, that saves the day for China. No real concerns now. Burt P is the speed player that Poland needed. but not the one they deserved. And just over 100,000 points. China do emerge victorious. 112k. Double S rank on David and Kurumi. Kurumi with the FC. Victor and Bert P with the FCs for Poland. Quite remarkable accuracy from Bert P. Only 9 100s. The best in the lobby by like a lot. Let's see. Next best was 21 100s 150 from Cuckoo QY on the Chinese side. Bert P, the true speed player in this roster, in this lobby, but was unfortunately not enough for Poland. China now takes a 4-3 lead. We're really just in order now on picks. Hold and serve, as it were, are both of these teams. And the quick hidden 2-pick here from Poland is their own 4th pick. The Air 8 hidden Booze Hound by Lucent. China with the hidden 1 band. Poland finally opening up the hidden pool. We'll see how it goes for them. Ukraine victorious on their first, presumably their first pick on Days. 1-1 tie in that matchup. I keep things updated on those matches as we can. And looking like we should be able to get going here. BMG, James Naismith, Lorax PL, ZTS against Cuckoo, David, Kurumi, and Garden stepping in for the first time here for China. His maiden appearance in this match. Well, ZTS's. Couple little player changes for the low AR hidden pick. See how those players perform. Not being really, warmed up in the match, but probably have been playing outside of the match on their own and preparing for this moment. Early breaks from Cuckoo and Garden on the Chinese side, not the way they wanted to start things off here. A middling length area hidden, 2.5 minutes long. Poland starting off pretty strong though. Cuckoo QY having some real struggles here early on. Lorax PL does find the first break for Poland. Still 3 FCs to 2 for them though. Pretty early on, but Poland a bit more confident it looks like on this map. ZTS and BMG both holding on to very strong accuracy. Better than anyone on China by a pretty significant margin. Garden with another break. First half of this map making you wonder why China didn't ban this out. We'll see if that holds true for the rest of it. 200,000 point lead here for Poland in this slower section. Nice linear jumps, find 3 breaks. It's going to be ZTS, Kurumi, and Garden all breaking. That is one of the 2 remaining FCs gone for China. Just David now. Strongest hidden player on China's roster, I would say, so not surprising that he's holding through everything in this one, but James Naismith and BMG doing work here for Poland. $300,000 point lead into the last quarter of the map. Not a lot of hope here for China. David has to FC, Kuku needs to hold on, and everyone from Poland needs to completely fall apart. Otherwise, China won't have any sort of chance in this one, and I just don't see that happen. Poland is looking too good on this pick. There will be rapidly approaching a 4-4 tie. This match might just be heading straight for tiebreaker. I don't know. It'd be cool to see. So I'm going to root in favor of the tiebreaker. Very, very strong play here from Poland. The double FC coming out, looks like, unless the last second break for both BMG and James Naismith. Larox PL, I believe, just one miss. And 400,000 plus point victory there for Poland. 500,000 plus, excuse me. Yeah, you kind of wonder why maybe China didn't think about banning that one. I'd say not their best. I mean, nobody. I mean, 658k, 627k are not bad scores from Kuku and Kurumi. Garden just unfortunately down at 418k, but when you have the double FC on the other side, hard to compete with when you don't have some really, really good scores coming out from your own players. That, I believe, was maybe the second most lopsided map so far in this match. Only one that was worse was actually just the BT1 kind of winning Sanagi by almost 800k. But even then, I feel like this was less close than Sanagi, because Sanagi literally just came down to the fact that trying to hit the squares and Poland didn't, whereas this was just like 3 of the players on China not having a great time. And we are going to go into the Hard Rock pool for the first time here from China for their last pick of the match. That is pick 5, Asian Distractive Elsa's Extra. A very short Hard Rock pick. This is CS 5.85, so those are some pretty small circles. Just 1 minute 51 seconds. This is a very tricky map set full of tough difficulties. This one no exception. The Nekomata Master Hard Rock maps always seem to lend themselves to some kind of awkward, difficult, small circle patterns. Looks like UK trying to abuse DT here against the Ukraine, up 2-1 now after winning on Gate of Steiner in the DT pool, so their first 2 picks from that DT. Curious if Ukraine double banned double time for their other 2 and UK just picked the remaining ones. Winning by 1.5 million points with a triple FC. Or excuse me, a double FC and a late miss from Chemistry, who actually top scored on that map. Frickin' UK speed cucks, dude, I swear to God. And so, that one 2-1. Ukraine picking currently. And I can't hide your love over there. But we have Victor, James Naismith, Larox PL, and ZTS against Kurumi, David, Disan, and Sugiura Kanata. This, as we said, the last pick from China. If they win this, they go up 5-4, and they have an opportunity to close out the match on Poland's final pick, if the players load in. If they lose this, Poland will have the opportunity to try and close out the match on their own selection, so a lot at stake in these late picks. Wait for the players to kind of all catch up with one another in this intro. Easy to miss a lot of stuff with the spacing being what it is and the tricky small circles. This is a map for the specialists for sure. Finger control, precision aim. Gotta have your cursor control on point for this type of map. Some early breaks here from Poland. James Naismith, ZTS, and Larox PL breaking at the beginning. Just Victor holding on to combo. Meanwhile, Kurumi, David, Disan, all with FCs still intact. Sugiura Kanata just with a very early break on that intro spaced pattern. kind of opening this one up in a very good fashion. Poland is going to have some time to establish a bit of combo to try and get this thing back together, though. Section relatively straightforward compared to the beginning, so China's lead, though, out at almost 400,000 points. Combo advantage still in their favor. James Naismith with another break, but Sugir Kanata matches it. So not out of the fire yet here. Oh, Roxpiel breaks on that split stream, and all three of the FCs from China holding on. Desan with a break, the quick 1/6 quads, easy to miss on if you're not careful. But it's just Victor and ZTS trying to hold on for all they're worth. And in fact, David does find a break for China. This could get interesting near the end, but it's 500,000 points, so I don't know if there's a chance of that, really. Not anymore. ZTS holding combo, but Kurumi holding on for China. And him down at 92% versus Kurumi's 95%. And a break. Going to take this one over to the China side pretty comfortably. 800,000 points. The margin. And China now. Match point. 5-4. On the final pick for Poland. They're winning by 850,000 points. Things will get interesting here. What do you have left if you're Poland? You have Goku Raku Jodo and Think Alone from the Nomad pool. You have Mushikui Psychedelism from the Hidden pool. You have Grenada and Proud Dust from the Hard Rock pool. And you have Gate of Steiner from the DT pool. If you are Poland, those are your options to try and send this to a tiebreak. And based on what we've seen so far in this match, sheesh, I don't know what it is. China won both DTs that were picked. I don't think you picked Gate of Steiner. I don't think you picked 6.5, so I don't think it's Proud Dust. You could go Grenade if you want to kind of lean back into that more consistency based. Or you can go the remaining hidden, and that is what they're going to do. So the final pick from Poland is going to be Mushikui Psychedelism, the Heisei difficulty, a relatively recent one from Nevo. He's kind of in that mode of mapping songs that are known from like 2011, 2012, 2013 in a more modern style of his own. And UK has achieved a break point, victorious on Can't Hide Your Love by a pretty big margin, 739k, so they now have a 3-1 lead against the Ukraine. I believe France versus Canada, Norway versus Belgium still in their warm-ups. We may get to get an entire second match on stream here now. Next up. All right, into what could be our last map of the match. BMG, James Naismith, Lorax, PL, ZTS against KukuQY, David, Kurumi, and Garden. Kind of running back their hidden roster for this pick. And considering how well Boosound went for Poland, let's see if they're really just that much stronger than China on hidden. Would be very important, and kind of sad they didn't realize that until so late in the match, if that is indeed the case. But for now, we do have the early break at the beginning from ZTS. Over 3-minute long map, and that's in the first 150 combo, so really not the end of the world. But China will get to start with a little bit of an advantage that they don't know about. BMG gonna find an early break as well for Poland. It's the absolute worst time to find any sort of just little consistency misses rather than, you know, misses on kind of the hard parts of maps. Nevo jumps. James Naismith breaking as well as Kurumi and Garden. 2 FCs to 2 here. Or 2 FCs to 1 and 1 near FC. Laroxpiel with the FC, ZTS near. Cuckoo and David with the FCs for China. Garden finding another break. China's going to be okay for now, though. Still the SS for David. He is really good at hidden, as it turns out. 1x100 for Cuckoo QY. But not home free yet. Not even halfway through this one. But it is a 100,000 point lead for China. BMG with a break on the slow section. Oh, that's painful, especially exactly halfway through. Into some more aim, and everybody hits it. Oh, this is going to start to look really bad here for Poland in a hurry if they're not careful. Still a double FC on Cuckoo and David. Kurumi and Garden getting some big combo built up behind them. Oh, Cuckoo misses on nothing on the aim section. That is one of those FCs gone. Garden missing immediately thereafter. Fortunately for China, though, James Naismith and ZTS both breaking as well. Laroxpiel gonna try to match David with the FCs in this stream section. Very tricky. Everybody breaking except for David and Laroxpiel. And I think that might have just done it for China because all of Poland missed in that section. As long as David just holds on a little bit longer, the score difference, almost 300,000 points. And with... there's about 300,000 points left in the match, so even with David, even if David were to miss immediately, I think China would be pretty much safe here. Laroxpiel doing what he can, but BMG and James Naismith breaking, trading with Garden. David does finally break here near the ending, but 844k I think was enough score to put up before a break that China should be able to hold on to this 200,000 point lead. And China, on the last pick here, they're going to get the break point as the closer for this match. It's going to be 6-4, the final score for China. Really unfortunate for Poland, not able to win their own last pick to send it to a tiebreaker. China just too strong on that map, backed largely by David and Cuckoo. And that is going to be the match that is China advancing onward into the semifinals, setting up the long-anticipated date with Hong Kong. Again, no political commentary here, but it's Hong Kong versus China in the semifinals in the winner's bracket on the bottom half of the bracket. They'll be facing off against each other for a spot in the winner's bracket final against one of 4 teams: United States, South Korea, Netherlands, Russia, playing each other for that top half semifinal spot over the next day and a half. And that was a good one. I mean, as we said, that was really the first time these two teams were challenged. China just a little bit stronger when it counted on that last map. You know, maybe Poland suffering a bit from not having their full roster here available, but you can't deny that they played well in that entire match. Just the little things here and there, those couple of breaks, enough to make the difference and enough for China to take the victory by a 6-4 score. We'll be moving on. Poland dropping down to the losers bracket. They don't have an opponent yet. It'll either be Indonesia, Brazil, or Germany, based on the result of a couple different matches that are yet to be played.